call this meeting of the trustees of Blackwell Industrial Authority, the special meeting on Tuesday, May 21st, 8:15, called to order. Thursday? Can't even read.
Kelly's retired.
This is early. On the agenda, opening, which is very brief this morning. Item 2, consideration and possible action to enter into executive session authorized by Oklahoma statutes Title 25, Section 307B4 regarding a pending investigation and claims and a proposed settlement with Blackwell Zinc Company Incorporated, Cypress A-Max Minerals Company, Freeport McMoran Corporation, formerly known as Phelps Dodge Corporation, and Freeport McMoran Copper and Gold Incorporated concerning the land in the Blackwell Industrial Park. We have a need for executive session this morning. Yes, Councilman.
Yes, we probably should for.
Okay. I'd entertain a motion to reconvene in that form.
So moved.
Moved and seconded, we convene into executive session. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. I'd entertain a motion to reconvene into open session.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded, we reconvene in open session. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 3 is discussion and possible action on proposed settlement with Blackwell Zinc Company Incorporated, Cypress A-Max Minerals Company, Freeport McMoran Corporation, formerly known as Phelps Dodge Corporation, and Freeport McMoran Copper and Gold Incorporated concerning the land in the Blackwell Industrial Park and related claims and issues. Don,
Sure.
elaborate on that for us a little?
Thank you, Chairman and board members. For several months, there have been ongoing negotiations with Freeport McMoran and its affiliated entities. And we have been discussing possible ways to resolve some issues out at the industrial park. And recently, we were able to conclude those discussions, and they have now executed a settlement agreement that we have here today. And I won't go through all the details of the agreement, but I'd like to highlight a few points if you'd let me do that. Some of the key points of the settlement that we have before us today is, number one, the BIA will transfer approximately 73 acres of the industrial park to Freeport McMoran. Everybody here recalls the original industrial park, at least that tract was about 160 acres, but we're going to transfer 73 acres to them. We will then retain 44 acres of that 160 that was originally conveyed from Blackwell Zinc in 1974 to the BIA. Those 44 acres is the acreage that contains our existing tenants and buildings and those sorts of things. So we retain those properties. This will not affect our tenants in any capacity. There's no concern around that particular issue. We can still renew any leases, extend leases, conduct our business like we always have on the property that we're going to continue to retain, which is the 44 acres. A couple other things that are important to understand: BIA will have a responsibility up to $5,000 per calendar year to maintain the existing cap, which is part of the remedy on the property. And that's, if for reasons related to normal wear and tear, that cost exceeds $5,000, then Freeport McMoran will pay the amount above $5,000. One of the most important aspects of this agreement is that both the BIA and the city will retain the right to continue to bring any contaminated materials they might discover in the future back to the property around what is known as the consolidation cell. And once that material hits the gate, it will be Freeport's responsibility to handle it in whatever manner is appropriate, similar to what they're doing today. Also, there are provisions where Freeport will provide an indemnification for various activities related to the former smelter site. And then there are provisions related to releases where both parties, subject to certain exceptions, will release each other. And finally, probably the punchline that everybody's been waiting on, the total settlement, after working through this process, the total number that Freeport-McMoRan is going to pay the BIA is about $1.95 million. So in summary, that's the nature of the settlement.
Any questions? I presume, since you worked for nearly 2 years on this, that your recommendation is this be approved.
My recommendation, I believe Mr. Minzer's recommendation is that the board approve this agreement.
I would absolutely endorse that. There's been a lot of man hours, a lot of hard work by Don and his firm to get us to this point. The value of the indemnities and some of the other provisions of the settlement agreement, I think probably even far exceed the monetary value that we're getting up front. It resolves a lot of long-term issues for us.
Questions from the trustees, comments? Entertain a motion to take some action then.
I move we accept the settlement agreement from Freeport and its related parties and authorize the chairman to execute the agreement. Second.
Moved and seconded that we accept the proposed settlement agreement and authorize myself as chairman to execute the agreement. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.